Hello everyone, I'm Rashmi Bhandary and today I've got Deepthi Rai from the EC department. Hello Deepthi.
Hello, ma'am.
So Infosys, I see of all the videos, Infosys and TCS is there's a huge demand for that. So we have yet another Infosys recording. So Infosys, Deepthi, please tell me how what were the rounds and how was it?
So there were two rounds. That is, first round it was purely on the online test. That was aptitude, logical reasoning, and verbal. And then the second round was interview.
All right. One sec. What was the eligibility criteria?
There was 7 and above.
No, I think it was 6 CGPA if I remember wrong, right? But it all depends, because sometimes last year it was up to 6, then sometimes they say 60%, which depends upon the conversion for your particular university. So, it changes every year. So, to be on the safer side, I think everyone should be scoring at least around 7 to 8 CGPA because then you're eligible for everything.
Yeah,
all right.
Correct.
It was what?
Yeah, it was 6 and above.
6 and above. All right. And then anything else in 10th and 12th marks? Do you remember? Eligibility criteria?
I think it was similar like those.
No, I think the 10th and 12th is a little higher. Or
65% and above.
Okay, so
I don't remember
exactly. All right, because this happened a couple of months back. So, but I think it's somewhere roughly around 60 or 65% 10th and 12th, and engineering depends upon the CGPA conversion for your particular university. But roughly, to be on the safer side, if you have a 65 percentage, then you're safe. Yeah.
Yeah. So the day began with the first, it was a pre-placement talk. So they briefed us about whatever their services they provide, and then how the campus looks, and like the whatever internships they provide in the beginning, whatever training they provide, and then.
So were you impressed?
Yeah, it looked very good and very impressive.
Okay.
So,
and did you ask any question?
No, I
no.
didn't.
All right.
Yeah.
But it is highly recommended that you ask any question during the pre-placement talk because that makes you stand out, and there's a huge probability of you getting a few extra points just for asking a question during the PPT. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they told us about the performance. If we give a very good performance during the training, then they'll have an extra
fast track.
Yeah. For the good performance, they provide some amount of money
extra
as a prize.
Okay.
Then we had to head towards the online test.
Yeah.
So online test was like first for 3 sections. So that was quantitative aptitude, then next was logical reasoning, and then verbal. So each had timings, like the time, obviously it's very important. So it was 25 minutes, 35 minutes, and again 35 minutes.
Okay.
So first it was logical for me, the sections were like logical reasoning.
It's different for different people?
No, there were different sets, I feel.
Okay.
We had 2 sets.
All right.
And first section was logical reasoning. So it had like 5 questions.
Okay.
15 questions.
All
so
right.
it was like one set. So one set 5 questions. First it was like syllogism. First it was syllogism for me. Then next was
what is syllogism?
Syllogism is they give statements like all pens are not pencils.
Okay.
Like, some, and there is actually a way to solve it. So if we I watched careerride.com videos.
Careerride.com. Okay.
For the videos in YouTube you get it, and then few books I had referred before because Infosys, this syllogism is very important. They actually if we go through the Google, they tell us this one is syllogisms you have to go through.
All right.
There were 5 questions actually, and then all were syllogisms, 5 questions. Then next set was data sufficiency and data interpretation. It is like we had a bar graph and pie chart together. So questions were based on that. So both we have to refer both of them and then mark down. Like those were multiple choice.
All right.
Again. And then it was conclusions and statements they give. There were 2 statements and then conclusion. So it is like that is also normally everyone knows it. Like both the statements are true, or like conclusion from the. You have to info from the statements, like the conclusion, is it true
or not. All right.
Yeah, and then it was the quantitative aptitude. In that we had again like 10 questions total. So in the 5 questions there were one set. Again 5 questions were one set. Then rest 5 were like individual, like different sections. So first 5 were puzzles. So in that puzzles, I think we can apply our common sense and we can solve it actually. We don't need much of the knowledge. So we had like I got a question. It's like different subjects, and then how do you place the order?
Okay.
I think it is something around like if you are confused, then it will take some time for you.
All right.
But if you grasp the technique, then you can solve it
So
easily.
did you
fast.
solve online tests, some sample papers before so that you get the hang of it, or?
Yeah, I had worked on Olive Board
All right.
and then India Bix.
India Big. So
Yeah.
both were helpful.
Yeah. I used to then if I was going to watch any video, then after that I used to come back to Olive Board and solve the questions.
Okay.
And then
Of Olive Board and India Bix, which did you find better?
India Bix, it's easy.
Okay.
And there is a general forum area where you can see other people giving suggestions.
Okay.
Like there might be some answers which are easily solved, like in a better way.
All
in a
right.
better way. There is an answer which they have already solved,
yes.
but
they're
people can
sharing
give
it.
people can give suggestions.
All
so
right.
people are solving it in a better way.
All right.
Yeah, if we are not satisfied with already set answer, then you can go back and check in the forum.
Okay.
They'll give you better
All right.
answers, easy ones.
All right.
Then rest 5 questions were like one was on crypto arithmetic. Yeah, that was
What is it? It's a different arithmetic.
it's actually it is normally it's tough. If you watch videos, then you can actually crack it. But like this, when it's just like read is given with this code, and similarly one word related to that will be coded with some numbers. Both will be, so they'll ask you from that, they'll take the letters, and there will be one more word given. So how will you code it? Like decoding is it's. Then we had one more was ratio and proportions. So it is like mixture and allegations. Similar it was mixed actually.
Okay.
So that was also easy.
All right.
Then speed distance.
Okay.
Then profit loss. So those were like 5
right.
questions. The general aptitude
All
that
right.
we
So
can.
it was sort of easy.
Yeah, it was easy. Quantitative aptitude part was easy for me, and then logical also. If you logical, obviously.
Yeah.
Common sense.
All right.
And then verbal ability. That's like the actually it was tough. But actually we can't judge it how the verbal ability if we can crack or not, because sometimes the answers are not like the way we predict, right?
All right.
So in that verbal ability, there were reading comprehensions. 3 questions were on reading comprehensions. Each had sub questions as well. So one comprehension, it had 5 questions under it. Everything we have to read from the comprehension and get
then
it.
answer. So
Yeah,
it
that
was
was little, like time is not enough actually. They give 35 minutes for the whole verbal ability section. So it is a little complicated.
Okay, so if you're not used to reading fast and solving, you will get it.
And then normally when we give some tests, we'll panic.
Yeah.
So when you see the huge
numbers.
paragraphs.
Okay, paragraphs.
Paragraphs. It was very huge actually,
Okay.
all the 3. And it comes at the end of the verbal ability section.
Right.
So I kept it for the last moment.
Right.
Like I thought, let me focus on the rest of the parts.
All right.
So rest of the parts, it had sentence correction,
Okay.
sentence completion, then inferences.
All right.
Statements were given, like the paragraph was shown. You have to again like check and tell whether it's correct, like
All
that.
right.
Yeah. What should we do? Some that sort of questions. Then this one, rest of the things were like the sentence correction, normal sentence correction, but it was little tough.
But not very.
Yeah.
But basically the para was tough.
Yeah,
And
that because of the time and like you'll have a pressure during that time.
And then how were your interviews?
Yeah, interview was quite good. They asked mainly on projects, whatever I did, like the throughout engineering. They asked me mainly on projects, like how did I do then, how did you manage the time. Then also I had added my internship.
So Dipti, where did you do your internship?
I did it in Mangalore itself.
All right.
So mainly they focused on the projects. So he asked me about the projects, how did I do it. Then also the implementation. Can we implement it in real life? And then
So you could answer that? You knew whether you could?
I knew.
All right.
Yeah, I learned it properly about all these projects because they normally, because whatever they ask is normally with the projects and internships. They can't ask more
anything beyond.
Then beyond that they can ask us only about the HR questions.
All right.
Which he had asked, and that is in my way which I can answer. Right?
Yeah.
So project I had learned properly.
All right.
Yeah, and then it was he asked me, can you can you put my project was something had to do with the GSM GPS. So he told, can you implement it in the real life, like railway station, metro. He took it towards that way. And then a few HR questions. He asked me, are you ready to relocate? So I said yes. Obviously. And then he was like, okay.
All right.
Then it was done by then.
So, but you didn't have a separate HR. It was a combination of both.
It was combination of both together.
So thank you, Deepti, very much, and I hope this was helpful. Till we meet again. Yeah, bye-bye.